Knight Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist.
They are Team Knight Rider.
Welcome to Beyond the Night, brought to you by the GCRN. I am one of your hosts, Steve, Joe, and Mike, and joining me is Dion the Music Man. Hello.
Hey, we've made it to the recap somehow and haven't managed to pull hair or eyes out.
This eye patch on my eye would say otherwise. It's kind of like Ralphie. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. And of course, we are here to recap Team Knight Rider, and later on we will also kind of tease the next coverage or the final coverage of the podcast for the television era of Knight Rider, which is Knight Rider 2008. We're just going to jump right into it. Favorite moments for me: anytime Beast does anything.
I think Beast is a damn stalker, even if he is a car, truck, whatever.
Yeah, I just
are you comfortable, Jenny? I'm fine. I was like, no.
Yeah, I just don't get the appeal of Jenny whatsoever. We'll get to that later. Other favorite moments: I like when Erica and Trek are kind of fighting and all that, and I like when Plato and Kat also mimic them. I thought that was kind of cool.
I think what's funny that Plato mimics movie quotes.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like all the Knight Rider classic kind of stuff Dante does, where he, kind of mimics Kit a little bit, for a few times, and so I think that's cool. What about you?
I think one of the favorite things that I like is that Dante is an updated Kit voice.
Yeah.
Even if it's a later car, no, they're not using Trans Ams. Obviously, this is the 1990s, but Dante is kind of an updated voice of Kit in a way.
Yeah.
He's not snobbish. I mean, Kit wasn't
he's
either.
Very snobbish.
Well, no. He's not. He does care. He does care. It's just like he's not. When I say snobbish, he's not like rude to anybody. He just gets his point across.
Yeah.
I like Domino too.
She's
to a point.
She's too over-sexualized. Don't get me wrong. I like sex as much as the next guy, but some of the stuff that she says.
Yeah, it's way out there.
I mean, it's like watching some BDSM stuff or something. Especially for a Mustang, for a female horse. I mean, where's Catherine the Great when you really need her?
Oh my God! Wow.
Boy.
I liked the episode, and I don't remember, but it was one of the ones that we covered where Duke was interacting with the children, and I did like that. I thought that was pretty cool. When
Yeah.
they, when Duke was taken prisoner and locked up and all that, and it was kind of this western town, if you will.
Magnificent TKR. That was the only decent thing about that
That was
episode.
the only decent one. Yeah, that was the only decent thing about it. But the rest of the episode fell apart. But I did like that.
Yeah. Least favorite moments. God, there are too many to name.
Well,
the poor plot points, the poor pacing of certain episodes,
the slowness,
the sheer lack of any kind of fast-paced action in a lot of episodes. Yes, there was a lot of usually there's at least one or two car chases in each episode, but they never really. I don't know. It wasn't like Knight Rider Classic.
I was gonna say, what I wish they would have done was kind of not borrowed, but they should have done more car chasing things.
Yeah.
In the episode, like the the Knight Rider Classic series, they didn't do that. They were always in that damn plane, and it's kind of like, all right, yes, you have Sky One. Okay, great, that's wonderful. Why not have a mobile unit like the Foundation did? Flag. What's up with that?
Sky One is the mobile unit all in one.
I mean some type of a truck.
Yes, I know what you're saying, but I'm telling you, versus having the actual Foundation grounds and then the semi, Sky One got turned into all of it combined into one, which does suck. I agree. There should have been some sort of car carrier. Oh God, can you imagine one of those car carrier trucks as a mobile unit?
Oh. 2-ton Tilly.
Yep. All right. Favorite characters. For me, it's pretty much a lot of the majors except for two. Crow. Really loved Crow. I thought that was a nice little updating of Car.
Yes, I have. It was a nod to the classic.
Oh, yeah. Dante, Cat, Plato, Beast, Kyle, Duke, Trek, and Erica are all... I like all of them in different instances.
Yes, I do too.
In the series. Trek, he is the nerd for a lot of us. Plato, like you said earlier or last week, was always saying, movie quotes and TV quotes and kind of like the whole embracing the geek culture type of thing.
Yes.
That was really cool.
That was neat.
Any other favorite characters for you?
Kyle was... he was okay in some certain instances. There would be time. I mean, I actually did like that the boss sometimes did get out and interact in the field. I know Devin did in the original series, maybe I think twice, where Kyle every once in a while, or I think it was almost in every episode.
Yeah, Kyle is almost interacting in every episode. Even though he's the team leader, there's still a team versus him being the boss and everybody else doing what he says.
Right. So I think Kyle was my favorite. Duke, the rest of them, they're my favorites. Dante, of course, Plato. Domino, she's all right. She just interesting Mustang. That's all I can say. I did like the fact that I forget which car it is, but they can split into two motorcycles.
That's Plato and Cat.
Plato and Cat. I love those two. They were great. Plato was just funny. He had the sense of humor. Dante had a bit of a sense of humor too.
It was very dry, but yes, there was there.
Yeah, it was very dry. I would have really hoped that they had picked up a season 2 only to find out, so we could find out, why did you leave us hanging? on the last episode, Legion of Doom. What was that all about? Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't. So this is how we've got to end it.
Yeah. Least favorite characters for me, Jenny and Domino. I don't like Jenny at all.
Jenny's too arrogant.
She's too arrogant. She's too, like, I get the whole thing about, being in the army and being in the military and being loyal. I get that and I like that, but
there's too much of a stronghold on that. There's too much of a stronghold because, okay, yeah, that's great. You served in the army, and not anyone who's seriously been in the military, I am not disrespecting you.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm not disrespecting that at all. I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but the point I'm making is you're loyal. You've done a lot of service. That is great. But if your boss tells you to do something, if he says, look, you're too close to this case, you may want to sit this one out. You might want to take your boss's advice because there may be a reason for that. Because she was always, did you ever notice she was always pushy in a lot of instances?
Very pushy. See, Jenny and Erica are two sides of the same coin. Erica sometimes isn't serious enough, and Jenny sometimes isn't playful enough.
No.
And I don't like her or her damn car at all. All right, episodes we love. Crow and Return of Mega Man. That's it.
Yeah, that really is it. Out of 22 of them.
Yeah. Do you have any other ones that you like?
No.
Yeah. Episodes we hate. All the rest. I mean, I did write down like Fallen Nation and Magnificent TKR and EMP and...
I wrote down Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Sadly to say I did. I'm just like, no. But it had to be done.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and I know this has been a short episode, and I don't want people to think that we're being lazy when we're rushing through this, but it's like we can take all the notes in the world. It's not going to save any kind of in-depth discussion that we could have, because there's not a lot you can discuss when there's nothing there.
No.
So we'll be back after this.
Hey, Geekcast listeners, do you ever listen to Punisher Body Count and think to yourself, this show would be awesome if it had less toilet humor and was not about the Punisher? If so, join me, Emily Williams, as I class up the Punisher guys on Dane and Jake Get Classy. We're like the Oprah Book Club of comics. You'll hear us discuss famous works like The Dark Knight Returns and The Crow, along with graphic novels no one else is talking about, like Blue Monday and Blankets. You can find us at daneandjakegetclassy.wordpress.com or on iTunes.
How you doing, pal?
I ain't your pal.
You just said ain't? You must be sick.
We are back here in Beyond the Night, and Team Knight Rider, the characters, some of them are fleshed out very well. Some of them, both the humans and the vehicles are great.
They are.
Except for Domino. The rest of the vehicles, the other four vehicles are great, awesome, fine, whatever. I love the interaction and the chemistry between Plato and Trek and Kat and Erica, Beast and Duke. It takes a while.
I like the interaction. I like the interaction between Dante and Kyle because, to me, it kind of gives me that. At least now, this is where I see it. You may not, but to me, it kind of gives me that classic Michael Knight and Kit feeling.
See, I agree to a certain extent. There are times when Duke and Beast are more like Michael and Kit. There are times.
Very small times.
There are times when Duke would do something brash, like Michael used to do. There are times where Beast is sarcastic to the point of you could hear Kit saying something like that. Other than that, I mean, this is a series that is easily forgotten, as it should be. I really cannot recommend this series on a whole to any true Knight Rider fan.
This is why it hasn't been released to DVD yet. Not to my knowledge.
I'll have to look. You got any other thoughts you wanna?
No. I just, the only thing is, okay, if you watch this series, if this is the first series you're introduced to, go back and watch the classic.
Yeah.
Seriously, please go watch the classic. Go watch all 4 seasons. I know there were I know there were episodes in all 4 seasons we had good things to say about, not so good things to say about, and then we just kind of both of us have put it in perspective for you.
Yeah, and you're right. It isn't on DVD. That's why, because originally, before I even came up with the idea for Beyond the Night, for us to even do this podcast, I saw, because like you said, it isn't on DVD, and I was just searching iTunes TV one day, and this was about, oh God, I don't know, 2009 maybe. And I was like, oh, they have Team Knight Rider. I haven't seen that in a long time, and I bought the season. And that's the only place that I've ever seen it really. I mean, unless you want to go through illegal downloads, which we do not recommend you do.
No, please don't.
But
please do not.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, wow, iTunes is the only place that it really has it.
Yeah, Amazon doesn't have it. FYE does not have it.
Yeah.
No place on. It's not been scheduled for discs. Maybe people have said, why put this on DVD?
Yeah, maybe. That'd be an interesting thing as to why they would put it on DVD.
Who knows?
All right, well.
We made it! I hope.
We made it. So, here's how it's going to work. You guys are hearing this January 20th, 2014. It is the new year. We are going to take a break from Team Knight Rider so we can kind of
regroup,
reflect, and regroup for Knight Rider 2008. Knight Rider 2008 episodes will start airing the end of February 2014. So that's when we'll start those. TKR and a whole 0 to 5 kit cars. The whole series, I got to give it 1 kit car.
Yep. As much as it tried, it couldn't get out of the canon, so to speak.
Like I said earlier in this episode, if they would have just not done episodic one-shot episodes, if they would have stuck to a strict continuity with Mobius and all that entailed and his plot and his whatever he was going to do, it would have been a better series.
What I would have liked to have seen also, and I probably should have brought this up sooner, was they talked about Michael Knight. Okay, great. Why not? I think they've mentioned. I don't remember them mentioning. Well, I don't remember them mentioning Wilton anytime. And I don't remember them, looking into Michael's past, except for they tried to find out who he was. But, they don't mention Jennifer Knight. They don't mention Garth Knight. I mean, obviously Garth Knight was supposed to be dead in Goliath in the classic series. But you'd think there'd be some record of Michael Knight defeating him.
Yeah.
And there was not. They did not touch on that at all. And that's really kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. Very much so.
I think, there should have been a lot of other questions answered. Okay, what happened to RC3 after Flag?
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. Where, and even in season 4, Bonnie, Patricia, was hardly ever seen.
Yeah.
So, but I digress. The original thing I wanted to say is that I think that this, I agree with you. It should have had more interesting plots than what it did, instead of just the 1 or 2.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There's always get in contact with us to leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on each and every one of our episode posts. Email us feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter. The show name there is @BeyondTheNight. You can also follow @GeekCastRadio. Mine is TFG1 Mike. What is your Twitter?
The Music Man 08.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing the TV movie that kicked off Knight Rider 2008, Prometheus. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with
Dion the Music Man.
Kit, close the show.
Thank goodness Wilton Knight isn't here to see this sacrilege.